Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Steve Belize coming at you live from the heart of West Baltimore. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep to observe what's going on around us through the lens of faith. All right, right now I'm going to check out this video. It says 215 unalive humans. I have to say unalive because YouTube algorithm, but they were found in unmarked graves behind Mississippi jail. Let's get into it.
An unsettling situation in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, to be exact. It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail in Jackson, of course. Attorney Ben Crump is now calling for an investigation. Families of the dead reportedly had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod. Joining us to talk about it, activist Arthur Silky Slim Reed.
I just want to point out real quick, 215 graves just marked by, they said it was marked by a metal rod and some numbers. The video said they were marked, but some numbers and a metal rod. So that means everyone that was buried there was buried either by the same person or persons or entity or group. That's the only consensus you could come up with it. And I don't believe somebody just dump it using behind a prison is a dumping ground. That doesn't make sense. And from what I'm aware of, I was told that the people there were not prisoners. A lot of them were missing persons.
Who also works with Ben Crump. So Arthur, this started with Dexter Wade's case back in March, right? He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
Well, the thing about it is that he had identification on him, Isaiah, and the medical examiner gave it to the lead detective who said he called, didn't get an answer, and they didn't worry about doing anything else. What we're finding, Isaiah, is that Mississippi is Mississippi.
Indeed.
It's an ugly Mississippi. And this is sad because now we have 6 other individuals that has been put into the same grave. And if you look at the video from when we first went to that site, buzzards were flying overhead. And we were trying to figure out why are the buzzards flying overhead? But it's because they're putting them in shallow graves, and the only thing that they're putting them in is a body bag without embalming the bodies. So the stench from the bodies are drawing buzzards there. It's so inhumane.
Wow.
For anybody to do anyone like that, Isaiah, is just horrible is what we can say. And that's not even a word that we should use in a situation like this. It's something that we haven't seen.
And what we're seeing here is over 200 people in this, what they consider a pauper's grave behind the county jail there. And what you guys are learning in your investigation is many of these families were never called, were never notified. Many of them still think their family members or thought their family members were simply missing, but they were dead and buried and never got a call from any investigators, any law enforcement officials or authorities in Jackson, Mississippi.
That's right. And one of the things that we faced being Mississippi is that they thought that we were playing the race card. We have white clients as well. There were white people that were buried the same way, Isaiah. And any human being that's buried the way that they're burying these individuals, it says a lot about the people that's doing this criminal act. And the only thing that we're asking, because people always look at us when we're out fighting for civil rights of individuals, the only thing that we're asking in this case, we want you to do the right thing and give them a humane burial. And the city is, so it's crazy, Isaiah, to see something like that. It's 2023. It's not 1940. But to see them just dumping bodies in a grave like that, and no name, just a number. So they'll say, well, number 13, that's Arthur Reed. Number 21 is Isaiah Carey. But we don't really know until we get the remains. And then the remains and decompose so bad, we just have to take them at their word. And when you look at the story, they told us that they would exhume this body at 12 noon, but they ended up taking this young man, Dexter Wade, out of the ground at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. They say we were not going to allow them to embarrass us with those cameras. If you're not embarrassed by what you're doing, it's shame on you.
Absolutely incredible. Now, you guys,
I just want to stop for a second. Said you're not going to allow them to embarrass you. Like that means you know you've done something wrong. It shouldn't be there. So what? Like this right here is beyond me. I can't even fathom why someone would do such a thing. And then, like, say, we're going to come at 12 o'clock, and then before they get there at 12, say, okay, we got about 6:30, 7 a.m. in the morning, so you guys wouldn't come with the cameras and embarrass us. The cat's already out of the bag. It's already out of the bag. This does not make any sense. And they said that the first guy they were talking about, he had ID. The medical examiner gave it to the lead detective. They tried reaching out. They didn't get any answers. And instead of the police department notifying the gentleman's parents, they put him in a shallow, unmarked grave, you might as well say. Like I said, you can't really tell who the people are because they're so decomposed and their remains were treated so badly. This, like, I really can't understand this. Like, I don't even want to speculate what they were doing with those people, but they were obviously people that didn't have a lot of means most of the time. People who they thought were just, had nobody to really care about them and nothing was going to happen to them for perpetrating these crimes. It remains to be seen if they're going to be brought to justice or anything, but this right here is unheard of. I'm surprised, like the feds, some kind of government agency hasn't come and started investigating, kicking down doors. I really don't understand it. Who's going to investigate this? Obviously, the police department can't. That makes no sense.
Along with Ben Crump and I think Attorney Dennis Week, you all are asking for a federal investigation, that the feds come in and take a look at this and see exactly what's going on, because there's some questions as to Dexter.
Look, they're asking for it. They shouldn't even have to ask for it. The minute this was discovered, they should have been there. Let something like this happen anywhere else and the police isn't involved and they find that many unalive people in shallow, unmarked graves, and it was supposed to be officials to take care of these people, that would not be an issue. They would already be there. Shouldn't have to ask for them.
Wade's death, when he was hit by the police officer, whatever happened with the officer in this case, and why wasn't his family ever notified that he was dead and not just a missing person? So bottom line, you want an investigation, right?
We think many civil rights were violated in Dexter Wade's case. Not notifying the family, burying him without permission when you knew who he was. That's the key issue right there. You knew who this individual was. And if you look at the Dexter Wade case, it's sad, but Dexter Wade's uncle was killed by Jackson police, and they knew the family because they was involved in an ongoing lawsuit with that family, with Attorney Sweets, who you're talking about. So this is very, very, very troubling for us for you to know this family already, and for you to do something like this. This was adding insult to already injury that you had done to this family, Isaiah.
All right, that's the end of the video. I don't understand what happened with this, and I'm going to try to keep y'all up to date on what's happening. I don't know who could treat a human being like that, a person remains or whatever have you, but this is a wicked thing. Man, you never know when your time is up. You never know what's going to happen. Man, I'm going to tell y'all like this. The end time is near. Jesus is coming back. People who are doing things like this, you will have to pay for those things. I'm going to tell you, repent. Repent. Get your Christ on so you can get your life on.